Hey, good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to Monday Moments with Fran and a guest. I'm delighted to have a guest with me today. So please introduce yourself.
Hi, Fran. Thank you for having me. I'm Simone Bell. I'm a success coach. I help women who have a business idea but feel stuck in a job. And also, I'm the co-founder, along with yourself, of the Inspire Her Women's Empowerment and Transformation Program.
Fabulous. So some of you who watch this regularly may have heard me talk a little bit about Inspire Her, but for those of you who don't know, alongside my coaching business, I do also have founded the Women's Empowerment and Transformation Program, like Simone said. And today I really wanted to invite Simone to come on and for us to have a conversation because we recently did something really exciting. So do you want to share what happened recently with our Inspire Her project?
Well, yes, we published our first book, Women Who Win, after setting our goal and setting ourselves a time limit, and we completely smashed that and did it a lot sooner than we had anticipated. So yes, excited.
Yeah. And last week was such an exciting week for us, but I also think that when we have, what I'm going to call a breakthrough, and we have things that happen when we've been working towards it, we can always use those to be teachable moments, to be able to share with other people our journey, to also help them on their journey. And so the encouragement this week is all around from dreaming to doing. And so Simone is an incredible coach. And so I'd love you to share a couple of tips that will help us all really, like I said, make that transition, make that journey from just dreaming about something or having a nice idea to actually doing it.
Yeah, of course. So as you know, Fran, I have a podcast from ideas to implementation, and I'm big on that. So I love this topic which you're talking about, because I think it is important to dream. It's important to have ideas, but it is about that implementation. And so the first tip I would really share with people after you've got your goal is really to write it down. And that seems like a really simple thing, but a lot of the time people have dreams, goals, ideas, but they don't actually, they stay up here and you don't. But when you commit something to paper or an iPhone, whatever, you get it out of your head onto something tangible that you can see, it does something. It actually activates something in your brain. And it's that first, it starts the process of moving into action. So I would definitely say, get it out of your brain, write it down, and be very specific about what it is that the goal is. So write in. So, it's not just I'm going to write a book, if we're talking about that. It's I am going to write this book by this date.
Yeah.
And really get specific around that.
And
Should I keep talking, or are you going to jump in?
I'm going to jump in just to say also, I think that somehow it makes it more real as well when it's like written down, because let's be honest, as human beings, we have how many hundreds of thousands of thoughts every day. We think a lot of things. Some things are not so great. Some things are amazing. But like you said, that process of physically writing it down, I think it brings something very concrete and solid to it, which is more than just an idea, or it's just a thought, or it's just a dream. It's almost reality already by writing it down. So I love that as a first tip.
Exactly. No, definitely. And you were saying that they say that on average we have between like 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. So that's a lot of thoughts. That's a lot of thinking, and we can get jumbled up in our thinking. Like you said, some really great ideas can get mixed up in some really negative thinking and thoughts. So to really filter out the good stuff, get it down, like you said, it becomes more real. And the next thing then is set a plan, set an action plan. How are you going to make that idea a reality? How are you going to bring it to pass? So write your action plan out, okay, and break it down. So the important thing I was talk about micro steps. So you have your big goal, you have micro steps, because sometimes we have this goal and it can seem really big. So writing a book can sound really daunting. It really can, like, oh, how am I going to do this? You want to break that down. How am I going to do this? I always use this example when I talk to clients about this. If you want to learn a language, it's possible for you. That seems, massive. Learn a new language. What, only speak one, whatever. You could literally learn a phrase a day. You could literally commit to learning a phrase a day or a phrase a week. And eventually you're going to start learning that language. And that's what we've got to do. Break them down into small, manageable steps. actions that you can take, whether that be daily, weekly, monthly. And I think you should really break it down like that. So what can I do daily that will move me closer? Weekly, what does that look like? Monthly? And you'll be surprised how quickly you almost run into your goal. And that's what we did, right? With the book.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because it's really easy for people to complain that, oh, they're not moving forward or things aren't happening. But then if you ask them, so what have you done today? What commitment have you made today? What action have you taken today? For the majority of people who are struggling, they'll say, oh, actually, they haven't done anything. And, you know, one of the words that people are probably sick and tired of me hearing is about the word intentionality. And so along with taking steps, that's an intentional thing that you're doing. And yeah, I agree. Daily, weekly, you know, steps that you actually do.
Yeah. And it's discipline. It takes discipline. Get into the habit. You've got to do what works for you. I always say to people, you know, it's not a one size fits all, but there are general things that so getting into the habit of doing an action plan, but then what works for you? Okay, so does it work for you if on a Sunday evening you write down what your week looks like, and each day, or this is what I'm going to hit for the week, and that is going to bring me to my goal. So it might be as small as I need to make a phone call on Monday, but it's taking you one step further. Wednesday might literally be I go and buy the ink that is going to, whatever it is. But it's those things that you know are going to push you and push, you know, take you closer to your goal. But push yourself on some days, make them a little bit, you know, bigger, what those steps are, but just keep moving forward. You might need to go slow sometimes, but don't stop. I've been saying that to people a lot. You know, things happen, life happens, but be intentional. I love that word that you were using there, Fran, and do something each day that takes you a little bit closer to your goal.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's really oftentimes it is the simplest thing that we can overlook, because we almost have this huge mindset of we've got to do the big thing, but sometimes it is that little thing. And actually I do exactly what you had just said in terms of on a Sunday night, that's my planning night for the week. And I will actually write down in detail phone calls, emails, some of the small things I need to do, because they're very easy to be overlooked. But I know if I don't do them, I'm not going to push forward in a particular area.
Very true.
Really, really great. Brilliant. And what about a third tip for us?
A third tip, I would say, get an accountability partner. Get someone that is going to hold you to account, not your best friend. If your best friend is just going to say, yes, you're great, and let you off. But really someone's going to hold you to account, that will challenge you, but will support you, will celebrate with you as well. But we are very good at letting ourselves off. We can, you know, I might say, oh, well, you know, I had a hard week this week, or I had a hard day, so this is why. You really need to have somebody that is going to hold you to account. It's going to check in with you. Have you done it? Or if you, maybe they've got a goal as well, so you can sort of hold each other to account. It's almost like a little challenge, but it helps you. So, you know, by the end of the month, we'll have to have done this, and you check in with each other, or at the end of the week, etc. But you need an accountability partner, somebody. I mean, that's why coach is great. That's why we do what we do, right, Fran? We help people get this, you know, stuff done. Because if you, like I said, it's very hard, very difficult to hold yourself to account, because, like I said, we will let ourselves off. But get somebody that will hold you to account and challenge you and support you, but will also celebrate with you.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I love that one. And I think that when we, you know, we don't just talk about this stuff, we actually do it ourselves. And so, you know, we are accountability partners for our Inspire Her work. And that's how we got the book done, through, you know, other strategies, but also by being accountable. And I think some of you may be watching this thinking, oh, well, actually, no, I don't need that. But my challenge would be, have you done everything that you said you were going to do? Have the last 6 months been as productive as you hoped they would have been? Because you can have the desire, the passion, the drive to really want to do something, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. And I agree that accountability is so key to really helping you move forward.
Definitely. I mean, we did all that, like you were saying, Fran. We don't just talk it, you know, don't just teach it, talk it. We actually do it. We set a goal, we set a plan, and we held to each other to account. And this is the result. I loved it. That every time I look at this, I said, this is a result of not just dreaming, but actually doing.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, you know, thank you so much for sharing those nuggets. And I really hope that there's been an encouragement to those who are watching. And remember, you can do absolutely anything that you want to do, but sometimes you need a strategy to really implement and to move things forward. So once again, Simone, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, have an amazing week. Don't forget to encourage someone else, and I'll see you soon.